Podcast. I'm Latoya.
And I'm Kendra.
And this is a weekly podcast where we share our unfiltered thoughts on a variety of topics.
So grab your snack, sit back and relax, and join us on a journey for the real, raw, and ridiculously funny commentary with two friends.
Period. Every week we do a drink of the night. So Kendra, what's our drink tonight?
So it's November. Cozy time.
Yes.
Cuffing time. So the drink tonight is to start us off with, which I know everybody got when they were at the pumpkin patches, the apple cider.
Okay.
This is a spiked apple cider. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. So I prefer mine's with salted caramel Crown Royal. 10 out of 10, always recommend. But they usually have them with the spiced rum. So you do basically 6 ounces of your apple cider warmed, and then you add an ounce, if you want to be generous, ounce and a half of that of your either Crown Royal, whatever your spirit is. Stir it up, add your garnish, which we have in here. You really can't, you might be able to see mine, the cinnamon stick. And that's it. Cheers to that. I love being good. And you know what, these will sneak up on you. Get you here.
I like apple cider in general
here.
though, so this will definitely sneak up on me because it's something that I would be just like sipping on. I think this might be something that I do like the next time I have like people over or whatever like that, like especially for the fall.
Put it in a crock pot.
Or you can bring this to like Thanksgiving dinner, or like if somebody doing something, you could bring that. Speaking of that, bringing stuff. So it's that time of year, right? And I know, like for me in my office, they'll probably do something. If not, we probably won't do something for Thanksgiving. We'll do something probably for Christmas. But it's potluck time, and like. I like this because I think this is something really cute. I have something similar to this. It's a caramel apple sangria that I make. And I've made it a couple of times, and I've taken it to work, and people really like it. So I typically, when we have our little potluck, I'll bring that. If it's one where it's like we're not drinking, then I probably just would bring like I don't know, like something store bought. But like.
What are your feelings on potlucks? Let's start there.
So here's what I think. Here's my strategy, my feelings, my tactics. I don't mind a potluck because I'm also somebody that likes a variety of different things. Like I love to like nibble and taste on things and snack. But a couple of things, I want to know who brought what because I've been paying attention, and I know some of y'all.
And I know Andy, how you walking up in here with socks.
Yes, I know some of y'all dirty, some of y'all nasty. Like
and the heels of your feet are crusty.
Yeah. I know that, Jessica got 3 cats. She got the pictures of her cats all on her desk.
And all on her shirt.
Yeah. So I want to know who brought what.
And
why. Because then you'll have some people that like, there's a lady in my office who owns a bakery. Well, she owns the bakery, but like she doesn't work in it. She's just like, I guess, an investor or one of the owners, right? And she's always bringing in stuff from the bakeries, and it's good. So like, if she brought something in, I know it's from the bakery. I'll probably eat that. I always, and I don't care what people have to say about, it look like you being greedy or whatever. I always want to get my food first. I want to be, if
that hand will go.
If I'm not first in line, I want to be like within like the first 5 people.
I need to see who touched what.
Yes. I need to make my plate and get on up out the way.
A lot of times I'll be the first one because I'm putting the utensils in where there was nothing.
Yep.
So that they can see I'm gonna set the decor of what we got to do.
Yeah. This is the spoon for this. This is the tongs for this.
Right.
Although people will see that and literally still stick their hand in there.
Yes.
So that's my strategy on it. I need to know who, and I usually can navigate this by being a part of the setup team. So I know who brought what. And because I'm a part of the setup team, before we let y'all Negroes come and get in line, I'm already in line, or if I've already made my plate. But yes, I don't mind kind of potluck because I love to like try different things and nibble on different things. But I definitely want to know who made it because some of y'all have some nasty habits and I just wouldn't eat from you. And I need to be first because even though they may have brought something store bought or it was cooked under like good sanitation practices, the people that come in and eat it aren't
following the rules of decorum.
And now it's contaminated. Yes. So that's how I think about it. On that point, we ended up, I was at homecoming with my cousin a couple weeks ago, and he goes to a predominantly a PWI, and somebody, we had the black people there and everything. It was a mixture. It was a mix. But the lovely young woman was passing out Jello shots, and white lady, and we were all grateful and happy, like, thanks for the Jello shots. And my cousin went to open his Jello shots, and it was a hair in it. And I was like,
you got to worry about me, Jello. You ain't got to worry about me.
And that's exactly what happened. Everybody just said thank you, and she was like, y'all want some more? We were like, no thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, and I get it. Shit happens.
Because you can do that in the restaurant. You have that happen in your own house.
Shit happens.
Life happens, but not on my watch.
Yeah,
not on my watch. My preference is like, I want to be one of the first people in line, or on, like you said, on the setup committee. So I will have the utensils, the like already have the picks in the cheese. So all you're doing is just picking it up. Seeing that seeing the people that are putting the stuff together have on gloves, I think kind of gives you the reassurance, like, oh,
yes.
So I try to do those things, but I am weary on like, I don't eat everybody's food. That's why my preference is like, oh, well, because I'm planning our holiday party now, and I said, they're like, what should we have? I said pizza and either pizza sandwiches and wings, pizza, like that be the mains, and then everybody else kind of bring
like chips and dip and stuff like that.
I said, because then that way you're not trying to figure out who made the meatballs and how they made it. And was that pot clean before they put the meatballs in there? Was it rinsed or was it clean?
Wiped out.
So, and I'm like, and I'll go pick it up. Yeah, I don't burn that gas. To know that it's done right, I'll do that. So
we had a really good holiday party probably about 4 years ago. And me and another one of my old coworkers was on the planning committee, and we had ordered from this restaurant in McLean called Lestrani's. Really good food, and I've actually gone back up there because I like their food. But really good food. We had everything catered. It was super nice. It was super nice. But the only thing about doing it that way is people don't be wanting to pay, which is so weird because you would think like, a lot of the white people, you would think that they wouldn't mind paying, but for some reason they don't be wanting to.
They do not want to get back on.
They don't be wanting to put up no money.
Nope. Yeah, that's why. So for our group, the management team is taking care of like the main stuff, and then everybody else is kind of bringing in.
That's
nice.
We're
asking them to bring in the other things.
Yeah, so. That's nice.
But yeah, I'm even like that with my own family. I don't want everybody's stuff. My mother's the only one we want the baked potato salad from. Like, and it's not that it's not even with that, like with the sanitation and stuff. It's just who can cook what, how.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Because my father prefers my greens. And so then I also make the macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
For my parents. And if we have something, I'll do something for my house and then do something for my parents. And then I do the sweet potatoes. And I'll do. I feel like I do most of the shit.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
I was like, now I'll make the potato salad, and I'm like,
that's all you gonna do?
Your dad doing a turkey. What you doing?
Right.
So, I know one year. Oh, child. I don't even think she watched. My sister made the mac and cheese.
that, because then this gonna be the one episode she watch.
Girl, it wasn't the same.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm not that.
You know what it is? She was doing like the Goudas and these.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not. You don't need all that.
I'm not that person. I'm not the go-to. I mean, I know y'all not surprised. I'm not the go-to person for like family meals. We all have our areas. We all have our lanes. I would say for me, I'm more of a. I mean, while it may not physically be apparent, but I'm more of a healthy cooker. Like I can do like salmon. You know, I could do like baked chicken. I could do Brussels sprouts. I could do like garlic and butter green beans.
You're cooking for the day.
Yeah.
Not for the
exactly.
night.
I don't like, I cook the way you would find like platters at like Whole Foods. That's the kind of stuff I can cook. I'm not your mac and cheese,
soul foodie,
fried chicken. Like I don't, that stuff.
What's a fried chicken?
I don't cook like that. My brother can cook like that though.
Yeah, I made some and I haven't made them in a minute from scratch. I made some mashed potatoes from scratch the other night, or like a couple weeks ago for the meal prep. When I tell you, we did that with pepper steak.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever made mashed potatoes from scratch, and it's just boiled potatoes, and you just like mash them with butter and milk. I don't think I've ever done that.
I have.
It's not to say that I'm not capable, but that's just not something I would do.
So I was looking at the recipe. Instead of boiling them in water, I boiled them in chicken stock.
Ooh, okay. And that did something.
Girl, the mashed potatoes were so goddamn good. And then I do evaporated milk, sour cream.
Yeah.
Little garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. Okay, that was good.
I can imagine.
It was so good. But yeah.
We have a lot of cookers in my family though. Like my mom could cook real good. My aunt cooks real well. My other aunt can cook, but she, to me, this is my opinion, she probably would disagree with me. I feel like she's more of an appetizer cooker. Like she can make really good wings. She makes really good deviled eggs. She makes really good meatballs. She makes really good like anything that's kind of like an appetizer.
Finger foodie.
Finger food. She makes really good finger food. She makes good spinach dip, good crab dip. Like, she makes, like, bar food. Really good. She probably would disagree with me, but that's my take on it. I don't think I've ever had... I think she did try to do Thanksgiving one time where she did, like, turkey, macaroni and cheese. She did all of that stuff. And it was good, but, like, when you have a family where, like, everybody can cook, it's, like...
It's not the same.
It's, yeah, like, the bar is kind of high. So, it was like, okay, this is good, but, like... This ain't my mom's macaroni and cheese. Or this ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, she probably wouldn't like that I said that. But it is what it is.
Such is life. Such is life. So, speaking about all this food, now everybody get comfortable.
They sure do.
In that wintertime. Do you see yourself ever feeling like you would need to get on the Ozempics?
I definitely, yeah, absolutely.
So now, so they have the Ozempic and then Wavery.
Wegovy. Yeah.
Y'all be seeing that little commercial.
Yeah.
Wegovy.
Absolutely. I actually looked into it. It's just expensive.
Yes.
When you don't have like a health condition and you can't get the prescription, it's expensive. I mean, I don't know. Y'all drop down in the comments if y'all know somewhere where we can get it for the low.
Hello.
Because I would definitely get on that. But the places I've looked, it's expensive. It's like upwards of like $500 a month. And I just feel like for that kind of money... I could just try some other things first. But yeah, like if I have
disposable income,
not even like all I need to do is have a little bit of extra money right now, and I will get that shot. Okay. Lizzo dressed up as Ozempic for Halloween. That was her Halloween costume. And people were kind of...
She done lost some. Oh, we were talking about that last...
Yeah, she has lost a lot of weight. I think she was trying to be funny. Like...
she was.
Y'all think I did it with Ozempic. But I'm like, it's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the negative discourse is around people taking Ozempic. Like...
I mean, it's nothing negative. One of the things, and I don't, who knows how reputable this physician is, but he was saying... If you're not, I guess when we were talking about it earlier, if you're not like still working out and doing all of that stuff, and then you losing body mass and like muscle mass.
Well, because the way it works is it blocks the hormones that makes you crave food, right? So basically, you're just not eating. And you're getting, well, no, I shouldn't say that.
Because it's for sugar.
It is, but what happens is you're getting fuller faster because you're digesting slower and you're breaking down sugars slower.
Yeah, because a lot of times your body doesn't break down sugars the way it's supposed to.
Right. And so that was the original intent of the drug for diabetic people to help them break those sugars down. And it just so happens that the slower digestion and feeling fuller faster and not wanting to eat or not having those cravings all help if you're on like a weight loss journey. So,
but you still gotta eat, because I'm saying I see some of these.
You still have to eat. You still have to eat healthy, and you still have to work out.
Yeah, the celebrities that I've seen, they call them the Ozempic eyes when they kind of like looking at emaciated when their eyes kind of get sunken in. Ooh, that's not cute. But
well, it's kind of like the same thing you'll see with people when they get weight loss surgery, right? It's very similar where like you have a smaller stomach, so you don't want to eat, but then when you don't eat, we still get nutrients and things like that from food. So when you're not eating, you're not getting any of those nutrients.
Right.
And I think that's what causes a problem. People just take advantage of stuff. They just abuse
Yeah, they abuse
stuff.
it. That's what it comes down to. Everybody. People be abusing it. But
Instead of like doing it the right way, people want to abuse stuff.
I done already said, I'm ready to get my little arms cut off. Hello.
See, you could get the Ozempic.
Listen.
And they just tone your arms.
That's what my mother said. She's like, you losing weight, maybe you should start toning your arms.
You gotta find some easy like things that you can do. I know for me, like I don't be wanting to work out. I mean, it is what it is. Like I'm not making no excuses about it. I don't like it, but I don't mind being I don't mind being active. So if we're going somewhere or doing something, you know what I'm saying? I think I said this before. I'll walk all around an amusement park, or if we go to like
an activity.
Yeah, like something that I'm doing and my mind is engaged, stuff going on. I don't mind it, but to just be sitting there on a treadmill, it's just like I gotta psych my brain out. Like I can't. That doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
But maybe you could find something that you can do. Like I have found these chair exercises. And I sometimes will do them at work, especially if I'm bored and I don't have anything going on. I'll do some of the chair exercises just to kind of like, keep the blood flowing. So like if there's something fun that you could do.
I keep saying I'm going to get a walking pad. But then I'm decisive on which walking pad I'm going to get.
I feel like, you going to have it at work, at your desk?
And when I get home, because I always have to like get myself situated, 30 minutes of just being able to put it on, walk, while I'm watching the news or whatever. Because I was telling D, I was like, I really want to get it because I don't even have to get dressed. I can put my tennis shoes on and just be be in your pajamas. Yeah. Much more. He's like, you can't do that. You just have to take a shower. I was like, I would take a shower if I changed my clothes too.
Right.
I said, but it's not getting up, having to get dressed, drive to the gym. It alleviates that part of it. Yeah. So I could see myself doing it maybe twice a day because I can get up, 30 minutes earlier. And even if I did 20 minutes, just get on. And even if I'm doing that while I'm scrolling or watching TV or, ordering whatever I need to do. But those just 20 minutes and then walking around a little bit more at work, I think it'll be helpful. But to try to find one, because if I get to the point where I want to run, having one that's long enough for the stride and stuff. But I've been really thinking about it. I was supposed to get my sister-in-law, and then she was like, no. So I mentioned it in front of my brother, and she was like, I ain't been using that walk-up pad. And he kind of looked at her, and she was like, I'll give it to you. And he was like, but then she said she wants what's the bike?
The one that everybody got?
I'm about to say
Peloton.
Yes, the Peloton. Yeah. And so he's like, you can get a Peloton when you do I think they have like a total gym and other stuff. And so when I texted her about the walker pad, she's like, well, I think I'm going to try it again. I said, that nigga. I said, okay, don't worry about it. I'll get my own.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. I think it would be better if you could have it like at your desk.
I know, but I'm not dragging that thing up in there.
I know. I get it. I used to have like a little like
stepper.
Yeah, somebody had left it at the desk I was at before I switched to this job. Somebody had left it there, and I kept it, and I would like get on it every now and then. But then it was like, yeah.
Go on. I said I need to do something because I will pack on pounds when you don't have to see yourself in a bathing suit.
Yeah. Oh, it's, so like now, like that it's cold, like during the like the fall season. Yeah. Yeah. I think the key for me is just keeping myself busy, which is another reason why, like, when you be like, oh, you always doing something, it's like, yeah, because if I'm sitting around,
I'm snacking.
then yeah. But like if I'm doing stuff, then it's like I'm busy. I'm not really thinking about it. Anyway, so okay, I haven't really been watching it, but have you watched The Masked Singer?
I've watched it before, but I haven't watched this season.
So this season, I was watching one episode, and yeah, I know everybody else hears it because I hear it. Some people's voices are just very
distinct,
and
that's how I felt when they had Gladys on there.
Yeah.
As soon as she sang one note, I said, now y'all told me y'all see that's Gladys. You don't see that's Big G. Get out.
So I feel like that now. Like, Mario, you're not fooling nobody. You're not fooling nobody. You're not fooling nobody. Everybody can hear that little timbre in your voice. Like, we know it's you. I be over it. So, yes, Mario is the wasp. Come on, y'all. Like, really, I think he's still on there because maybe it's good entertainment. But, like, the people ain't figured that out by now. And then Robin Thicke, he got the nerve. Because he know who it is. Like, you know who it is. And you keep guessing around it, talking about, it sounds like Jason Derulo. Boy, shut up.
The games they play for these tag-on shows.
I was like, it must be some money involved.
It is.
It's probably some money involved. But I just wanted to say that. I haven't really been watching it, y'all. So if y'all have been watching it, drop down in the comments and tell me, like, who you think the other people are. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. I people with very distinct voices should not be on there.
No.
They shouldn't be on there.
I be like, in my mind, singers should not be on there.
I agree. Like, if you're already a singer, you shouldn't be on there.
That's not fair.
Only way a singer should be on there is if, like, you haven't done anything
in a long time. Like, T-Pain was good because he's a singer.
He's a rapper more so.
But you don't hear him without the auto-tune. Right. So this was a little different. So yeah. I can give y'all that, but...
I agree. But anyway, they gotta find ways to make their money. So,
all right. So let's go into the main topic.
Okay.
Now we just got off of talking about like people from work and stuff like that. So with people working from home, so the question is, with more people working from home and interacting less in person, how do we maintain strong community and family ties?
That's a good question.
I never worked from home, so I would love to.
But I think it's more than that, because even if you're working from home, I think the working from home part is like you're not interacting with people.
Yeah. So I think with that, it just, I'll say it's a twofold, right? So if you are a single person, and you're working from home, that may be a little different because you may not be able to like go out for happy hour or things like that. But if you're someone who is working from home, but you have an entire, like, your kids, your husband, spouse, partner, if you are already close to you, like for me, I be at work calling my mama. So if I'm at home, we definitely on the phone. Yeah. So I think you have to make time for that. Now, interacting and getting to, if the question is how are you making new friends, that is going to be a little bit more difficult because a lot of times you meet people because of like work situations or work events or this, that, and the fourth. And if you're not going to those things, the networking is a little different. But I think just like having a routine of after this, my workday shuts off and I'm either going to the grocery store, like having an activity that forces you to interact.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. I think one of the things that have been helpful for me, not that I need any help in that department, but is like the social groups, right? So like book club.
You going to your book club?
I'm definitely going to book club, both of them. But even outside of book clubs, like for me, I like Facebook. I know y'all sleep on Facebook, but I like Facebook because you have like these groups and these communities. So I could be in like a candle making group, and they may have like a, everybody in DC, we're gonna meet up, and exchange candle samples, or I may be in a, you know, women in the age of, over the age of 30, you know, or like I'm in a winery group where all they do is go to different wineries. So for me, that's helpful, like being in those groups and having that online interaction. But then we also, it's a space to also set up activities outside of that. So I think that too, like, I guess it just boils down to, you can't rely on your day-to-day life to kind of get that interaction. You have to be intentional about it and make an effort.
Yes. Well, and that's with, you know, basically everything you do. But yes, definitely wanting to make sure that you're putting yourself out there. If you don't have that forced on you by having to go in, you know.
But think about it, like, prior to everything being super isolated now, you had, like, okay, for us, we were in school, but like even for those that were out of school, but I'm just gonna throw school in there. You may have had your school, whether it be high school or college, right? Then you had your job, and then you had, if you was involved in church, you had your church, or if you have kids, like you said, in some kind of sport, you had that. If they were in Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts or whatever, like, so you have all these things where you're constantly around people for that reason. If you're a parent, you may have been on the PTA,
right?
So you're around people, and that's how you meet people. That's how you mix and mingle, right? Versus now, a lot of times we still have these organizations, but you don't have to interact.
Right.
A lot of times, church is virtual. The PTA, you know what I'm saying, can be virtual. Granted, the sports are not virtual, but
everybody doing their little 6 feet.
Yeah, because we're not really talking to anybody. You know, it's like you go with them to practice. You on your phone. You're not talking to the other parents. They finish their practice and then you go head home.
You're going on home, right? Yeah. So I don't know. I think we talked about this before. Having like getting friends as you get older, and you just for me, I am not as sociable as I was when I was a kid. Like, I don't throw myself out there. I'd be like, now, if people want to talk, like, if we're in a setting where, and I know people do this, and sometimes they want you to engage, and it just depends on my mood. Like, let's say something happens, and they'll say their feelings out loud and kind of, like, give you a glance to try to, like, engage you in the conversation. And I'd be like, I'm not trying to be your friend. And because you know and then comes time that you'll engage, and they keep still talking about the same thing. We over it. It's done.
But they want to keep the conversation going. I'm like that. I'll definitely do that. I'll do that.
Lord have mercy. We are so different.
Because I do I just be craving that interaction. So if I'm in a place and it's nobody I know, like I'm not there with friends and it's all new people, I will do that. Like I will like make a connection and then like keep talking about it. But like if I do get the vibes like the person don't want to talk anymore, then I'll just kind of let it go. But like
if they engage in you like, oh
yeah, if they give me a little bit of feedback, I'm definitely one to like keep it going. And they probably be thinking that too, like, I don't know. But the weird thing is, I don't get that. Like, I don't get people to be like, oh, I don't want to talk to you anymore. They be more so like, oh, we're best friends now. And I'd be like, no,
see? Now that's what happens to you.
Because I'd be like, no, I just didn't have anybody to talk to
And now they want to sit with you when you like, I'm just waiting for my girlfriend to get here.
Yeah.
Go on. Why are you talking to me?
That's exactly what happened.
It's always on you. So what you going to do?
Yeah. What can you do? Let me see. Oh, so what about this? What about hosting family reunions and like large get-togethers and gatherings every year?
I don't think you should ever. So every year is a bit much because you can't do quality work with that many people.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
So when we do our family reunion, the one thing we do the large-esque gathering is every year my parents do Christmas, and it's a whole day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole day. We do brunch, and then we start cooking like dinner. So my brother said this year, let's just do one or the other, which I'm fine with. I don't really care. I'm gonna still go to my parents' house, but like now, everybody's older, so people are leaving to go to the spouse's house. My brother and sister go to their mother's house, kind of thing. So when you have stuff that has been like an annual thing, that's fine. But when you're talking about like a family reunion where you have 100, even like 50, 60, 70 people, that's an every 2 years type of thing.
Yeah.
Especially if people are like traveling in, they got to get hotels, stuff like that. But I love a good family reunion.
Me too.
So,
all right, let's talk about this. Because what realistically is the expectation for like, knowing your family? And in the sense of like, you can have so many, at least me, I have a big family. So you can have so many distant cousins. Mm-hmm. Is the expectation really to know all of them?
I don't think you should know them, but you should know of them.
I agree.
Because, especially when you have names, your name is common. Mm-hmm. So, I don't want every Evans to be like,
right.
No. And then my name is not as common. But with that, it's still, who did you marry? To, you know what I'm saying? And then, back in the day, fathers was Rolling Stones. So, you got half seeds of a lot of things.
So, this is one of my biggest, not pet peeves, but like things that that bothers me within the community. I don't like when people don't know their relatives because I think we talked about this a little bit, but I didn't grow up with my father, right? I met him later on and he had 2 other kids, right? And so my brother grew up in the same kind of neighborhood as me. We had mutual friends, but like I lived with my mom. So it was never, you know what I'm saying, we have a connection.
Right.
So later on when I met him and we started talking and he's telling me about, I used to be over here hanging with such, and I'm like, wait a minute, I used to be around over there hanging with that same person. Now granted, it's a 2 years difference between us, but still it's only a 2-year difference between us. So what irritates me about that is, what if I had met my brother under different pretenses and not knowing that was my brother? You know what I mean? That's what bothers me. I don't like that. And I know people have been in situations like that where they have dated cousins and stuff like that and just didn't know. And I just feel like that's so irresponsible of the family. I know my granddad, he used to always, anybody I brought home, anybody that any of his kids or grandkids brought home, he would always ask the person about their family. Who's your family? If I say, this is my friend Kendra Cole. I know some codes. Where your family from? He would do that. But now that I'm older, I understand why he did that. My cousin that I was at homecoming with, my mom had texted me while we were up there and she was like, hey, you know that your other cousin also goes to the same college. And I'm like, no, we didn't know. So I'm telling him and my little cousin about this, and he was like, so I got family here? And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, you would want to know. I would want to know that. Yeah. Some people not cool with their family. Yeah. But I would want to, even if we didn't grow up together, I would still want to know if I had a cousin or something that went to the same school as me at the same time. You know what I mean? So, needless to say,
I think family reunions are still very much so needed, but it's just, will our generation pick up that mantle?
And I think it's hard because, like you said, it's a lot of like broken families. And so just like, even in that scenario, that cousin, his dad is the one that's connected to us. So if he's living with his mom and closer with his mom, he's not really going to go out of his way to tell his dad's family, I know I'm up at college now and blah, blah, blah. So, like, but you see that a lot with broken families. You get bits and pieces of information because the unit ain't as tight as it should be.
The girls talk about that all the time. They like the aunts on the father's side.
Exactly.
And it do make a difference.
It makes a big difference. Now, it depends on who you with though, because family's so important to me. So like, even though I'm on I don't know how it works, but like, I make sure that my husband, we're involved in his family as much as we possibly can be. Because I know that because I'm the female, everything kind of lean towards my family more. So I go out of my way to try to make
You know
sure
what?
we're
That's
incorporated in his family.
But that's weird because it's usually the opposite way.
You think so?
More often than not, the woman is going to the male's family.
Is that how it works?
Usually. So when we do family stuff, they'll go to. It also depends on family dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody, both my sister-in-law spend more time with my parents than now they're.
Really? I feel like it's the other way. I feel like daughters typically are closer. They stay with their own family because they have the support there.
Well, they may use their family for the support, but when it comes to events and stuff like that, you are married into his family. You having his last. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always the case, but that's what I've seen. Not that you throw your family to the wayside, but you, just like how it was back in the day, once you get married,
you're a part of his lineage now. I guess it really just depends, but maybe I just was like, that's not how, like, because I'm super close with my family.
That's not how it is.
That
with
would
us,
never happen.
And he's not as close with his family, so
and maybe that's why. Yeah, but I, like you, try to make sure we have that connection. Like, I don't care what's going on. Let's call your mom. Let's call your brother. We
Check
need
in.
to. Honestly, I feel like I do more than he do in that area. Cause he'll be like, "Oh, he got my brother. All right, my mother. They good." I'm like, "No, we need to see what they doing for the holidays." So maybe it's just the dudes we talk to. Like,
cause that load. I'm trying to tell you something. Did you call your mom?
Right. Like, he never has to ask me that question. Did you call your mom? But I definitely have to ask him that question.
I was like, I just talked to my mother. What she talking about? I'm like, did you talk to your mom? No, I ain't had. You not been working. I was like, you don't be at work all the time.
Right. Yeah. But I just, that's just important to me. So I make sure we try to like keep at least like with the mothers and fathers, if the fathers are involved, I at least try to keep that connection. Cousins though, it's hard.
It's hard. It is hard. I know. So my cousin, Crystal, is like so she's the anchor from my mom's side, and so my grandmother's side. So meaning my grandmother, my mother, myself, Terrence. She keeps in touch with like her sister's kids.
Got it.
So like, my Aunt Ruby, her two daughters, my Aunt Alice, her kids, and then grandkids, and then great grandkids, and moving forward. And then my Aunt Kat, she keeps up with everybody, so she knows what's going on that side. She is like that person that everybody calls and can tell you like, oh, this is going on with this person. I need to go see Aunt Alice. I need to go, and I think it was more like that for her because she had to be around everybody. Yeah. Because she lived with our cousin Darian. Like she's lived with a couple of people, so she has that
closer connection.
For us, my mom and dad were married, and we usually just stayed with them. So, and we don't have so it's just the three of us. So for my grandmother, she had 3 girls. My mother had 2. My Aunt San didn't have any, and then and then Lynn, she had Crystal. So, but on the other side, and it's kind of the same thing, but so like my cousin Darian and her sister Josette, they had same thing. One had 2, and then one had 1. They're super close, but then because Crystal lived there, and also all of them hung out, they all talk, but we don't really associate with them. So it just all depends.
My hope is that, like, I remember my grandparents being really close with their cousins, right? And they both had big family. My grandmother had 9 siblings. I think my grandfather had 13. If I'm wrong, my family members will correct me in the comments. But they both had big families. So when it came down to like cousins and like stuff like that, we were always like inundated with like that. So now though that like all those were my grandparents, like cousins and stuff, now that they're all either passed away or just like really old, it's like the next layer. And I feel like that's hard because I'm not talking about like my aunt's kids, like first cousins. I'm talking about my grandfather's brother's grandkids who are like family that I know, but I sometimes feel like it's hard to. It's just hard.
Yeah, so what ends up happening, and I think that we don't think about it like this. So when a lot of them migrated from the South, they kept in contact, right? And so with that, that means sending your kids to your aunt's house because she's not working and we don't have to pay for daycare. You know,
right, yeah.
I feel like once money got into things, we as a community don't do the same amount of come stay with me, keep the kids, whatever. We're more like we're gonna pay daycare or we're gonna do this. Everybody still has to work. We don't have the same type of community that they had to have coming from the South because you couldn't find a babysitter because ain't nobody watching no little black kids, you know, kind of thing. So we don't have those things, those obstacles, and I feel like we as a community never said, even though we don't have the obstacles, we should still operate in this space. The only people that still operate is a lot of foreign families. So,
and I think they are faced with the same thing.
Yeah, but I think they're more willing to say, okay, well, no, your mom is still in a age where let's take her from having to work, and we're gonna take care of her.
Right.
We don't have that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, my hope is that at least for my immediate family that we can keep it going, but I feel like that
it slowly starts to deteriorate.
It does, and that expectation is hard because while like me and my first cousins are very close, as we begin to have our own children,
it gets
it gets more estranged, and it's difficult because it's like you want to keep that bond, but now you have to make even, like for us, we have to make even more of an effort, like, because not everybody lives in the same state, you know, we're all doing different things, we're all in different kind of levels of our life, and so, you know, to be like, okay, let's get together this summer, or let's do whatever, like, we're trying to do that now, and we do a pretty good job about it now, but I just feel like the older we get, the harder it is, and I don't want to lose the connection, but I'm also like, you got to be realistic. Like,
it ain't going to be the same.
It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, it's sad. It's unfortunate.
So, all right, what's next? Oh, we got to vote this week.
Please, y'all.
I don't know if anybody outside of Maryland watches this. Or outside of the DMV watches this, but
tell a friend, please, y'all.
Yeah, I feel like Maryland, DC, and Virginia are pretty much consistent.
They are. We're not the swing states.
Yeah, we're not swing states.
But still, y'all, please, y'all.
Yeah. What are the swing states?
Wisconsin. Is it Illinois? Nevada, Atlanta, Florida is North Carolina.
Okay.
It's Michigan. It's the Blue Wall. Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania, Illinois, Wisconsin. Is it Ohio? I know North Carolina, Atlanta, Nevada.
Okay. So they're the people that we need to get to vote.
Yes, come on now.
That's why they've been.
And you know what? This year I keep saying I don't want to be up all night stressed with my pressure.
Yeah,
it's stressing me out.
I think you just need to go ahead and accept that you're gonna be up all night.
I'm not. I can't.
I'm not though. I'm going to bed. I
know. Once I realized that he wasn't gonna win 2020. I slept.
You was able to sleep peacefully.
Because I tell you what, when I woke up on 2016.
Yeah, that was hard.
Ooh, it was a somber week.
It was hard. I mean, some people
jumped for joy.
That's what they wanted.
But that's the thing. I've never, even when it was like the Bushes, and I never. Well, Bush was the only one after, had to deal with right after the Clinton folks. But even though we didn't win, I still didn't feel like
this of dread.
I didn't feel like my country was being circling the drain.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel every time he opened his goddamn mouth,
I agree. I feel like it's a difference between as a party and this and the actual candidate, like the people that are going to be taking place.
Yeah. So the states are Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin.
You said it.
Yeah. All right. I might have added a few up in there, but those are the sevens.
Right.
That could sway the presidential election this year.
I actually voted early. Did you vote already?
I'm gonna vote on Monday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I voted
the whole
week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it should be Friday to Thursday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I had a good experience doing early voting.
Yeah, Friday to Thursday. Yeah, 7 days.
So I highly recommend for those of you. I mean, I guess this is it's Wednesday, so you could either do it today
or do that. Tomorrow's the last day for Maryland.
Or tomorrow.
I know Virginia, they started Saturday, so their last day would be Friday.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. So wait, they have different. I thought the voting day was November 5th for everybody.
No, early voting. It's scheduled, you know.
Got it. Yeah. Got it. But what I'm saying is, it's the 4th.
The 5th.
I know, but this airs on the 4th.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not even thinking. Vote tomorrow,
right?
Get in line.
So if you don't go today, it's your last opportunity.
Yeah. Please vote.
Yeah.
Vote. It's getting cold, y'all.
It's getting cold.
Life's starting to happen.
Yeah.
Kids starting to get older.
Y'all pray for us.
They require a lot from me.
Pray for us, because we
trying to stay consistent.
I think with the holidays coming up, it may be a challenge, but we can
try. Chalet. With it being cold outside. Ooh, chalet. With soon the cold.
Oh no.
Daylight savings. Ooh, chalet. 4 o'clock, it's gonna be dark.
I forgot all about that, actually. When is it?
What?
Daylight savings.
November 2nd.
Oh, so it would be this week then.
Yes. Look at chalet.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, so with that, I'm sorry, December the 3rd. I mean, November the 3rd.
So it at 2 a.m.
So look, how y'all feeling?
Yeah.
Because daylight savings my booty. Because then you up super early.
Right.
Trying to get
to
work.
Shit.
Because you lose that hour, so your body's so used to waking up. That first week, I do wake up a little early and have a little more pep in my step.
Hopefully, I can maintain it. Hopefully, if I'm like used up at a certain time, hopefully I can maintain being on an earlier schedule, but we'll see, because I literally have gotten to the point where, like, I don't know why I don't want to wake up before 7 o'clock.
But then my thing is, for daylight savings, would y'all, no, let me ask y'all this question. This is just a question. Y'all write it down in the comments. Would you like to end it? Would you vote to end daylight savings?
Yes, I would.
Okay. I would too. I like a later morning.
People say like, oh, but then the kids are gonna be going to school in the dark.
I don't give a good goddamn.
Y'all act like it's gonna be like midnight. It's
not even
gonna
dark.
Be the sun is just barely coming up.
Most of the time, the kid, like if it's the kid, it'll be like 7:30 when it's like starts to be like super bright.
But they were saying in the morning.
That's what I'm saying. Like 7:30 is when it will start to get brighter by like 7:30. Most of the kids now, they've changed, for some of them, they've changed the like my kids don't start until 8 now.
Oh really?
Or 8:30. So they've changed it for the little kids.
Yeah, I would choose to not. I hate that having
the back and forth.
Yeah, with the clock. And I think that we're the only ones, like Eastern Standard Time Zone, we're the only ones that do that. Nobody else does it.
What you mean?
Nobody else changes their clock.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
they do.
I don't think so.
You talking about other countries?
No, other time zones.
They do.
Who
the
do?
only people that don't change their clock, because it's always going to be one behind. Like if like for,
I understand what you're saying.
Everybody changes. The people that don't change. Who does not? Hold on. I want to say it's Nevada. It's 2 places that do not participate in our crazy ass daylight savings. I think it's Nevada.
And what are we even saving? Like, you can't even fucking save daylight. So That's
You know what where it comes from, and here you know, let me get on this soapbox. It's because it's Hawaii and Arizona. It's because they wanted you to have a earlier morning to be able to pick cotton.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's all we got, y'all. Sometimes I ain't gonna get up for an hour. We love y'all.
We do.
We really do love y'all. Let me just make sure before I be spreading lies. They probably ain't gonna tell me the truth no way. You know they don't be trying to tell us the truth. Anyway, I'm gonna just say it's because of slavery. That's what usually everything is anyway.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even disputing. That's what you was looking up?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't disputing that.
Yeah, so.
They gonna try to say it was for farmers. They wanted more time to farm, aka
the blacks.
Right.
Anyway, we gonna cheers.
Drink to that.
Get out and vote. Tell your children, anybody that's 18 or older. Did you know 16-year-olds could register to vote? But can't vote, but they can register now.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Anyway. Well, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend and tell a friend.
And get down in them comments. Would you vote to stop daylight savings?
Oh, good question.
Or do you like it? Tell us. Let us know. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of the week.